Should you repost old Facebook content? We'll get to that question in this week's video blog. Let's do it. All right, so a great question from my friend Brad Terry this week, who asks, "Hey John, do you have any general guidelines for reposting? I use Facebook for my photography business and would like to occasionally repost photos to my timeline. I don't want to seem too aggressive or appear desperate for attention, though I am." Awesome question, Brad. This is one I get asked often, and I have a very short answer for you. Yes, you should repost your Facebook content. Slightly longer answer for you. Yes, you should repost your Facebook content strategically. All right. So if you've been following my stuff, you may not even realize this, but I do this. I repost old content all the time. And it's part of my strategy, and I do it every single day. Do you know that? You might not even know that. So this is my strategy every day. Okay. So in the morning, usually the morning, depending on how lazy I was writing my blog post for the day, I will share that most recent blog post. So usually around 7, 8 in the morning, my time. Then in the afternoon, I usually post something else random. It could be sharing someone else's blog post. It could be anything, right? But then I have a set aside block of time between 10 p.m. my time and 2 a.m. my time. This is when I'm normally sleeping, and hopefully somewhere in there, and I schedule out evergreen content that I've written before that hasn't been seen on these pages for weeks or months at a time. Okay, so here's the thing. Before we get to how you do this, it's something you need to understand. I've said many times, but I'll keep saying it till I'm red in the face. Only half your Facebook fans are on Facebook every single day. Those who are only there for 30 to 60 minutes. So when I share that post in the morning, very few people are going to see it. Let's not get into edge rank and all that, blah, blah, blah. All right? Doesn't matter. A lot of them aren't going to see it because of time zones. They're at work. They're not at work. They're asleep. Whatever. But you can reach more of them if you post at another time as well. Now, that does not mean post the same thing at 8 a.m., noon, 4 p.m., 8 p.m., 2 in the morning. No. You're going to drive people crazy because some people will see that. But what you do is strategically do this, and you take evergreen content that was a few weeks or a few months old, or maybe even a year old, and share that at a different time tonight. So most people will see that. They'll be the first time they see it, or they may have seen it before, but it's not, they haven't seen it in a while, so they might be excited to see it. Okay. So here's what you do. Number one, make that list of your evergreen content, okay, and sort it from oldest to newest. So these are the things that, even though you wrote it 6 weeks, 6 months, or even a year ago, it's still relevant today, and people will find it interesting. Next thing, get to know your fans. Understand where they're from, when they're online, when they interact with your stuff, what time zones they're in. Start analyzing your data to understand this. Next up, schedule out that evergreen content that you have for every day. Depending on how much you have, I do it every day during this predetermined block of time. So the reason I have a predetermined block of time is to prevent any overlap, because I don't like posting more than once over a 4-hour span. So I'll post up to about 6 p.m. or so, and then I have this other block that's from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. that I experiment with various times to repost my evergreen content. So schedule that stuff out. And then make sure when you do this that you share that content uniquely. So don't go back and find out what you did 6 months ago, 6 weeks ago, and repost it word for word exactly as you did it before. No, do it a little bit uniquely. You can put a different spin on it. You can share it as a photo this time instead of as a link, whatever. Do something a little bit different. But what I do is I just completely do it fresh, like I didn't see it the first time. Okay? And then finally, my recommendation is to use a third-party tool to bulk upload all this stuff. Now, the one that I use for this is Post Planner. There are other third-party tools out there, but in terms of bulk uploading to scheduled content, Post Planner is one for you, okay? So I have a link to that in my show notes. Make sure you check that out. So the result of all this scheduling of evergreen content, I can only tell you what I experience. I reach way more people this way. I get way more engagement this way. And as a result, I get more link clicks, more business, more traffic, everything that we want, okay? But don't take my word for it. Experiment, my friends. Always experiment. Try this out for a month. Analyze your data. See, am I reaching more people? Am I getting more engagement? Am I getting more link clicks? Also look at your negative feedback, because if you're getting more of that as a result, it could be related. Also take a look at your frequency, how often you're reaching people now as a result. So check it out. Brad, great question. Thanks so much. I hope you found this helpful. Until next time, do awesome things. I'm out.